my jaw didn't just hit the floor. I keep it cool and I got the conversation on lock. You got the kinds of loving that's got me coming back just like yo. Got the kinds of loving that's got me coming back just like yo. Got the good loving that's got me coming back just like yo.
Welcome back, everyone. Trevor here with Wolf on Stream A of Crossfire Stars 2014. And now we have a match that decides the fate of quite a few teams because it's the final match of Group B.
Yeah, it is indeed, and it's a rematch. Instinct was able to defeat this Chinese team once before. Can they do it again? That is the question. I mean, we had a lot of players traveling. There was a lot of jet lag involved, perhaps. Although for the America team, you would think they would have the worst end of the trade when it comes to jet lag. But again, Instinct making a big splash here, and I'm really excited to see if they can do it again.
Yeah, you know, Instinct, we didn't get to watch them once again on day one, so I'm really happy we get to see them today, and they did make that upset, at least on paper. And so, in this final match, will they have the confidence? I mean, they looked confident. We walked by them as during the break, just going out to get some fresh air, and they were like, you know, they looked comfortable. All right, time to get to our match. They got to come in a little bit later today because they only had this match coming up in the morning. So
yeah, that's true.
That's good that they got to get a couple more hours of rest.
Yeah, that's actually really important because, you know, with all the players we've got coming down here, you know, to get makeup on, get prepared, get their gear set up, you got to come here really early in the morning.
Yeah.
You're already jet lagged as it is, so to have that extra rest time is really, really important. You know, even 2 hours more of sleep or so can actually really affect your mentality going into a game that revolves around so much aim, so much precision, you know, quick decision making. When you're tired, it's a little bit tougher to actually make those sort of decisions properly.
This is true. Although, just personal anecdote time, when I was playing amateur FPS, the best score I've ever had was when I was up for 50 hours straight before a match because of schoolwork. And then I played a match, and it was the most amazing match ever.
That's unhealthy, Troba.
No, don't do that.
Well,
I wasn't actually up for like full 50 hours. I took naps, but you know I had classes and I had work to do, so it was not good.
I think the longest I ever stayed up without sleeping was somewhere around like 50 hours too, and
it was not healthy.
No, it wasn't healthy, but I did get some really good scores on the games I was playing at the time. So
it's miraculous how that works out, but don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I think the reason why it works is maybe you get this adrenaline. Your body's like, maybe he needs to do this thing before we can sleep, so he needs to get the highest score possible.
Yeah, it's like a survival instinct because they're like, you got to do this to live because if he stayed up this long. But we are going to meet the players right now. Instinct going up against Modern. These guys haven't been up for 50 hours. There's Instinct. Now, in the match they played earlier, they did go up to overtime. They actually ended up winning 13-9. Instinct pulling through in overtime, but they tied 9-9 in the original just 18-round match. So, you know, it wasn't like it was a complete stop or a domination. They were very evenly matched, so this rematch actually holds a lot of meaning.
That's right. Just looking at this team, you know, they haven't had that much experience besides actually qualifying for this tournament. So, really strong team being able to beat China already. But other than that, we don't know too much about this team. So excited to see their play style because, again, as you mentioned before, we haven't actually seen them yet on our stream. They were playing yesterday while we were actually casting another match. We didn't actually get to watch them.
Very true. Now, also, that means for Modern, it's like they really want to prove themselves again because you lost in overtime. And while, sure, 13-9 means they won the first 4 rounds right after overtime, it felt a lot better about going to that overtime. But Modern's probably really fierce. They're like, you guys were better than this. We shouldn't have even gone to overtime in the first place.
Right.
Let's try to challenge them as we look at an instinct right here. There is 15 OL, or Esol is maybe another way we could read that. Actually didn't get a chance to meet him separately, so.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to call that. I just want to call him LOL. There's Pablo. He gets his ID because his name is also Pablo.
Yeah, we had Jamie here to also get his ID from his name. That's fairly smart, because in esports we end up calling everyone by their ID just because that's what we know them on screen as, and
it gets tricky.
Yeah, it does get tricky. But there's people like Ralph, whose ID is a name, but his real name
is Levi.
Levi.
By the way, Levi Walker, what a sick name, actually.
That's actually pretty sweet.
That sounds like an actor's name, man.
And there we have Jamie.
Jamie and Jamie's mouse.
Jamie and Jamie's mouse. That was the ceremony. He stayed up all night thinking about what to do when the camera comes by.
He pointed his mouse like he was pointing a gun. All right, I'm liking this.
And there we go. Very confident Mav here, ready to play some Crossfire.
His ID, nothing to do with his name.
But it's okay.
As far as I can
like
tell.
it. I like it. I like Mav. My favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies, is actually Top Gun.
Yeah, what is your favorite movie?
Maverick. My favorite movie is actually probably The Rain Man.
The Rain Man.
Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise.
Not a bad choice.
It's a classic. And now we're looking at Modern here. I mean, one of the top Chinese teams. Of course, they got seeded in because they got 3rd place at Season 2. So in Season 2, when I was there casting, I mean, Modern, and then we had AG, we had IG. Like, all these teams, it was just like, well, do you think they'll win? Like, it was just, you could never know. 18, definitely one of the star players here for Modern. And Modern was very furious when they didn't get to go to the finals, but then they just powered through the 3rd place match.
Yeah. Here's Jerry as well. And, this team has a star lineup of players here. There's Nice with the N1, almost like Nice One, the abbreviation. That's where that comes from, man.
There you go. And Nice is one of the top players in general in China for Crossfire. He's ranked very high. Now finally joined Modern. So they're pretty happy with that lineup. Kill joining after Season 2. So Modern, again, in Season 2, they weren't able to pull through going up against AG, and they fell through to the 3rd place match. But now here they are. They were actually some of the favorites here for Season 2.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying so. There's Jerry. Start things off here. Some of these players very young.
Yeah, and these guys, of course, have been at CFS. They know how this works. They've played against these different teams. And, of course, coming from China, they pretty much get the best practice they could against the top Chinese teams.
18, such a scary player as well.
Yeah.
He had a really awesome pose in his photo earlier.
I mean, you can tell that he lives to play Crossfire as his career. Like, this is what he focused on. Even in the booth right now, they're just focusing on their strategy. 18 paid no regard to the camera because he's just like, we need to win. Like, it's not time to wait for the camera right now.
Yeah.
And now that they're done,
he's all talking strats,
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Nice is nice to the camera. That's good. It's good to know.
He's wearing some really nice clothes on there, by the way. Look at that.
He really follows through. Even in lifestyle with his ID.
Yeah, you want to pull the zipper down a little bit, show a little bit off what's going on underneath. Kill.
We do have Kill.
Danger name on that ID.
That's very true.
Looks like he's got one plan in mind.
And here we are with Instinct up against Modern. Once again, we will be introducing a map, actually a new map for CFS 2014. Not that it's new in the lineup of Crossfire in general, but it's the first time we're seeing it on this stream. It's Ankara.
This map is really interesting because it's a lot of open spaces, it looks like, through little doorways, and obviously there's this area here where you can go up the steps. So that's something where if you know you can go up the steps, you feel safe about doing that to approach A. But if your opponent's team is waiting for you there, going up the stairs is going to put you at a very big risk, and it's going to be very disadvantageous to actually try to fight up that high ground.
Yeah, so Ankara, they actually have a couple nooks too. You can see actually on the far west side, on the left side of the map right now, you see that small alley. That's actually through the wall. You jump into a vent, and then you can go through. So there's some ways to try to get a jump on the people on high ground on A, as you just climb right up the stairs. B is a point of high contention, so you can also hide behind these crates at the bomb site, just weave in and out.
Yeah, towards the B side, there's a lot of rooms in there, kind of reminiscent of sub base actually in a lot of ways. It's like a little mini sub base over there. A lot of small rooms and small pathways, so if you end up getting caught in a crossfire there, you better hope you see your opponent before he sees you, because there's no real way out once you guys start a fight. Very
true, Wolf. So we'll see. Will the snipers, first of all, get the shots they need in those long viewpoints, especially towards A and the center? See, as Instinct goes up against Modern. They played on Port yesterday, but will the same results happen today on Ankara? Let's go into the final match of Group B to decide who moves up to face AG, actually the reigning champions of CFS in the quarterfinals. Let's get in the game. Here we go, Instinct is starting on Blacklist. With that bomb, they're going to keep it far behind, and that's just super common on card, just because you can get sniped down so easily. Just want to keep it in the back hallway there next to your spawn.
Indeed. All right, tossing grenades up the stairs.
Yep.
Jerry's waiting.
Uh-oh, they're not going to look behind. Jerry's going to get a kill on Ralph, and Jamie getting it a triple. Then he has to reload, picks out his pistol.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, Mav realizes the mistake they made. You have to watch out once again.
Jerry get another kill on the pistol as well.
And then he goes down on Mav. He gets 4. Jerry is on a rampage right now up against Team Instinct. And he gets a double to finish off the entire team of Instinct. Wow.
Oh, man.
That is not a good way to start your match if you get wiped out by one person. He didn't even bother to reload his AK. He just switched to his pistol and then finished off the whole game right there.
He's thought about pulling his knife out for a second.
Yeah. Oh, and then the snipe battle goes down. 18 wins out on that one. Yeah, this hallway here towards A is just a huge viewpoint as Instinct all groups up.
Oh, 15 lol, or however you want to pronounce his name. He's down already here. 18 takes some damage and falls to Ralph himself.
Ralph does get the kill there. TF trying to come through. Ralph is still on point. They get a crossfire on TF. He has to back out. Bomb on Ralph. Can he get the plant? TF goes down to Mav. Now it's all eyes on Nice. Jamie's going to get the first shot on him, but that's going to come through.
Great shots there. He actually somehow was able to pick off a kill there. It's not going to be easy, though.
Still no plant. I mean, now it's really all about the shots here. Everyone knows each other's location. I don't think either side is going to let them go first.
Well, the cool thing about this is you can see the confidence actually in Modern here on Nice.
Yeah.
He's 1v3 and he's on global risk, and he's still just confident enough to run in there and try to take some pot shots to make it so they can't plant that bomb.
Exactly. He was doing what he could at that point. Now, I do want to mention again, we have these 3 prongs going towards A and B, but there's also hallways connecting each of those prongs in the middle. We saw, of course, we saw Jerry utilizing that very well in the first round, so you got to really watch out for that. Instinct learned their lesson. Now tied it up 1-1. You can already see the tension in this matchup. You can see they tied it up earlier as 18 gets another snipe on 15. Whoa. That rivalry is strong. Wow.
18 is greater than 15, Mav. You're still on number line. Another snipe attempt. Ralph takes him out, though. Jerry takes a kill as well as Mav.
Now we're going to see, now Ralph and Mav just rushing through A here from the bottom. They're going to go up the stairs right up to the bomb site, but through the smoke, they can't get the kills. Mav tries to get a hit, but the grenade goes down. Mav is hit. He's taking a lot of more hits. He has to back down. It's Nice versus Mav. Who gets the first shot? And it's going to be Nice.
Nicely done by Nice.
Very true.
And again, you know, we saw this match earlier, went to a tie yesterday.
Yeah, 9-9.
And so far, you know, keeping it pretty competitive between these two. Not only is the score just 1-2, and neither team has taken a massive lead, but each round has been pretty close.
Yeah, we've gone down to these 1-1 situations, or 1 versus 3 in the earlier round. We'll see how they do. Yeah, 15's a lot more careful this time, not bringing out the scope, just going with the M4 to just make sure he can proceed with his team. They don't want to get into a snipe battle. I think he doesn't want to have to duel it out with 18 once more. They're going to take it slow.
Yeah.
Thinking about going towards that middle, and then they're going to back all the way back out. 15 covering their backs as they retreat towards the spawn. They're going to take their time this time, Instinct. They don't want to rush in. They feel that they've lost the tempo to rush in towards A, and maybe it's time to try some tactics here on B. Now, Modern, of course, still expecting at least 1 or 2 players over on the A side. We see that when we looked at the map. Jerry was taken out earlier in the round. Look at this, Nice covering that hallway in between the right and middle alley.
Yeah. Not a bad place to be.
No, and here we go. They're going into the rooms. The mini sub base right here. Instinct. I mean, these guys are moving like a SWAT team, each covering each other's backs, clearing rooms one by one.
Yep.
But they're going to have to go into open space soon as they go down right here. Nice is right around
waiting.
that
Let's see how
crate.
many he can
3
kill.
people march out. That's going to be dangerous. Nice isn't able to get a single kill as Pablo takes him out. They're marching towards as they take out TF on bomb site B. They should be able to plant it right now. Ralph is going to go right behind the crates.
Instinct doing a great job, actually. Just having that realization that someone might be there and reacting so quickly. And even though Nice was in the perfect spot, he still couldn't pick anybody off. And Instinct with the clean sweep,
Wow.
he ties it up.
All right, well, 2-2 now. Yeah, 18 had a lot of pressure there on the last one. Instinct deciding, you know what, Modern, they play with the confidence of each player's skills. Well, we're just going to go as a group. We're going to just overpower them wherever we meet because Modern is never grouping as 5. So if you go 5 over 3 and you're just all jumping at different angles and putting down cover fire, chances are you're going to take them out earlier. I like the idea of how to fight against these Chinese teams. I think Instinct is figuring something out here.
Yeah, absolutely. All moving together this time.
Trying to scout out for 18. They know he's been there the whole time, but Ralph's going to make sure he waits for the flashbang. Jerry's upstairs. He's going to start coming down the stairs, and he gets Ralph right above.
Really nice shot there through that staircase.
CF jumps down. Jamie's going to get that kill, but he has to watch out for Ralph, and he gets the kill onto Jerry.
Right in the head.
And
Tries to get kill. Not able to do it.
But nice from below. A nice pinch from Modern. These names are starting to throw me off, Wolf. I mean, we have a nice kill by Nice with kill on the assist.
Even Modern itself.
Yeah. And here we go. We have 15 back on that scope.
All right, some smoke grenades going in. And 15 lol over here on the sniper. Trying to see if he can find anybody. Pablo takes some pot shots as well, doesn't take anybody out.
Yeah, just putting down some cover fire to test if anyone's going to fire back. I mean, you know, firing down the middle, it's not really revealing your position because chances are you're still in spawn, so the enemy's not going to be too concerned about that. Jamie took a small hit, looks like a bullet or two.
Yeah. Ralph moving in.
Ralph is near the center here. He's looking towards that window, waiting to see if 18's going to come out. This is where Jerry took them out in the very first round.
Ralph seems to have a lot of really good instinct movements.
Yeah.
And I think that's why our observer, for example, you know, one who's actually controlling the camera, keeps following him, because I think he's picked up on the fact that Ralph is usually the one who's kind of like scouting things out very carefully. And so I'm glad we get to see that first-person view quite a bit here.
Yep, Jamie also playing very well in this matchup. Ralph and Jamie, I think, leading the charge here for Instinct. And it's going to be a firefight between Nice and Pablo. Pablo feels that he's cornered, but he's going to go back, and Nice turned his back right at the end. Nice got Jamie, actually.
Yeah, and Nice, you know, he didn't actually expect that. He thought it was over. He's like, oh, he's not going to come in here. So he just decided to turn around. Ralph, meanwhile, does get picked off. Nice headshot there by Jerry.
Well, they're going towards bomb site B. Instinct is going to start flashing kills right upstairs. He's waiting for them to climb up Pablo on the crates. He jumps up. He's trying to get shots, but Pablo peeks a little bit too early. Kill gets the headshot.
And that he does. C4 is dropped here.
Mab also goes out, and 15. 18 and Jerry doing work for Modern.
Everybody dies in this movie, man.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, again, you know, a decently close score, but Modern starting to take a bit of a, you know, they took a 2-point lead. Let's just put it that way to put it simply.
Yeah.
It's not a huge lead, but they've created a gap now.
Yeah, they got the ball rolling here for sure. Trying to throw some nades. Not gonna get it. They get a peek at Nice here. And then Kill also firing down, but 15 is actually going to get the snipe down on Nice. With Nice down, that's a confidence boost for Instinct. Kill responds by taking 15 out, and actually a double on Mab. We're going to see Jamie try to march in. He does get the kill on Kill, but now he's alone with Pablo. Pablo very low. Jamie goes down.
And Pablo is so low right now.
Bomb down, but it's 1v1. Pablo's hiding at bomb site B. 18 has his spider senses tingling. Pablo is going to peek. They completely miss each other, and they're going to run each other. Pablo's very cautious about peeking this doorway.
Yep, and he's still got so much time, too. He doesn't have to try to rush towards that bomb just yet. But, oh, looks like he might actually get hit from behind here.
Oh, 18 peeks around without checking the corner. Pablo playing the patience game for the win.
Yeah, that was actually, you know, really well done. The better game since they're on location.
Absolutely. I am thoroughly impressed, and I mean, this explains exactly why they had to go into overtime in their
These
first
two teams are
meetup.
so evenly matched right now.
They really are, and you know, to think that Modern was one of the favorites to win the entire Season 2, and they're still seated in here because they were 3rd place at Season 2, and some of them were saying that maybe we feel a little bit better because we have Nice on our team now. He's doing so well, everybody respects his play, but it's not exactly showing. Either that or Instinct is actually the new world favorites here.
Yeah, you know, either that or Instinct has just gotten into their heads. You know, you
That
take
too.
a close series against a team that's so favored over them, then suddenly you start to question yourselves. You know, are we really the best? And we're getting beaten by a team that's not even as well known as we are. You know, kind of an unknown team from North America.
Exactly. Now, Instinct grouping up towards B. TF is going to try to come by. He throws a grenade. Can he get a hit? It's a flashbang, but he's a little bit hesitant to go forward. Mav watches out for the frag grenade. Ralph is going to get behind the crates. Ralph could get the jump on TF right here. He sees Jamie, but then Ralph is going to try to peek through Jamie. It's a crossfire on TF.
Goes down.
Goes down. A penetration headshot from Mav. Jamie comes in. Pablo is going to chase Nice away. He jumps down, gets Nice, and 18. Mav takes out 18. Well played by Instinct. They tie it up again.
Look at that. Giving even a nod to the camera, they are super pumped. They're so loud that even though they're quite far behind us right now, we can actually hear them yelling with excitement.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And, you know, that's what I love about just FPS games is that the FPS, because it's so much based on instinct and just, you know, following your habits, you actually want that adrenaline pumping in compared to some other games. Sometimes you just want to not have to think too much. Meanwhile, Nice takes a headshot on Mav.
Yeah, taking him out right away. Look at Pablo right now, taking some almost warning shots there. He's got a grenade in hand, wants to toss it. He does toss it towards Kill and Jerry, but they're a bit too far away. He's not going to get anything done with that.
Yeah, just down the middle just to create some diversions here. Now, that's the other thing about Ankara, because it's so evenly spread out between 3 prongs. You just throw down smokes, frags down the middle, and the defending team, Global Risk, starts to think about, all right, are they going to try to put down some fire there or not?
Yeah, the other thing to consider is if you don't see the trajectory where the grenade's coming from, you might actually think that they're coming from a different side. You just see the grenade open in an open area. You're like, where was that from? Oh, wow. Double kill here by 18. Oh, can he get the triple? He does.
Wow, and Kill finishes off to take the lead in the first half for Modern. 18 with the triple at the end. I have to say, Instinct, that very last one didn't really seem like themselves. They kind of filed in one by one, not checking each other's backs. The SWAT team
like
format was gone.
Seemed like a panic move.
Yeah.
Just run up those stairs into 18, getting that triple.
All right, well, we'll see. Do either of the teams have a favored side? I think that's what we're going to find out now as they switch. Instinct's now going to be on Global Risk.
I mean, this is as close as it gets.
Very true.
You can't have a 4-4, you can't have a 4.5 versus 4.5 score Chobra when the switch happens. So yeah, I think this is the moment we find out which team is more comfortable when the switch happens.
Very true.
I think there's a high chance we still have this go back and forth. We could have a tie again. Would not shock me at all, man. Every round is going blow for blow.
Yeah, the way that these players each play, right? Their play style and the instincts they seem to have, regardless of the map itself. And Ankara, it's not a completely like one-sided map. It's fairly even just because you have all ways to get from one side to the other. Every time you're in one alley, you can be connected to another. So usually it's always a spread from every team that plays. At least on Global Risk, Jamie's going to get taken down first by 18, though. He's climbing in. Lots of people on bomb site B, but 18 is on top of it, waiting for his teammates to join him.
He knows exactly where Pablo is, too, and Jerry does as well. So Pablo, in a bit of a rough spot here. I mean, with only 2 members left, it's pretty tough for Instinct to actually defend here. They're getting swamped. They're getting swarmed. Bomb site B is almost already controlled by Modern here, and they should be able to get the plant down. In fact, they do. It's already up here. 30 seconds to go, and Instinct is going to have to make a move.
TF gets scoped out, or 15 gets scoped out by TF, rather. And Ralph is going to get taken down. Now, that was unfortunate for Instinct, because they actually invested a lot on bomb site B, but ended up getting taken out.
Yep, and this puts Modern into the lead more significantly here. Putting that gap between the two again.
Absolutely. Now, bomb site B usually does get favored a little bit. 15 not going to get the snipe on TF. They're just both going to back off. Flash grenade down. Jamie and Mav right here in the middle. They're waiting for 18 to creep up. 18 sees him, though. He takes out Jamie, and 18 gets another on Mav.
Yeah, it was very close, too. In fact, Mav almost getting the jump on him. few grenades coming down here. 18 taking some grenade damage, but still survives. And again, he's trying to go in here on Ralph, and he should be able to get the kill. No, he does not, though. Ralph's the one who's able to get it, and Pablo picks up a headshot as well on Jerry. So now 3-3.
Okay, this is much more evened up. Pablo just throwing down some grenades. Nice end killer, inching towards bomb site B. The Pablo looking down. He gets the first shot, but he misses it. And Nice is able to get the headshot. TF clears Ralph. Now it's 1v3. 15 with the scope.
An instant reaction there by Nice. And bombs planted again. This is going to be really tough. It's all up to 15 lol, and he's pretty low on health. He's got the sniper. Gets that shot off on Nice. Really well done. Trying to hit TF here. Oh, he's actually just moving forward so carefully. A few seconds left.
He knows exactly where both of them are. He got a peek at them. The pistol not going to hit. Kill gets the shot on 15.
Yeah, just ends up missing there. And we're starting to see, perhaps, that Modern really likes to actually be blacklist here. They're doing really well at it. And, you know, on top of that, I feel like they've been getting the better trades in these firefights. They seem to have a little bit more accuracy with their headshots, you know?
Very true. And look at this. Instinct's like, all right, you know, we finally get it. Modern loves bomb site B, but not the case this time. We see them heavily gearing towards A, and it's actually completely empty. Instinct took a gamble.
It's a mind game, you know?
Yeah, it's completely working in favor of Modern. Instinct, they force Instinct to take a gamble.
All 5 members of Instinct are in the wrong spot right now. And if Modern gets set up at A, it's such an easily defendable position if you have 3, 4 members in there. Now, Modern doesn't know if this tactic has worked out for them just yet. They haven't really seen anybody yet, and they haven't really committed to going towards A all just yet. But 18 does start to figure out where they are, does get a kill off there on 15 lol, yeah.
Yeah, and Ralph is going to chase through. Ralph is heading down the middle. He might be able to get the wraparound here and get the jump on Nice and kill all the way at the end. He gets 1, 2. Well, he took down 2 before getting taken down by TF, so he knows the bomb's most likely dropped in the back right there, giving signals to his teammates. Jamie is now going to that same position, and he waits for Jerry, but Jerry gets the kill. Mav covers his back. Mav gets shot at by TF. He knows exactly what's going on.
These two teams are trading 1 for 1 right now, just back and forth. 2-man versus 2-man, 18 and TF. Mav very low. Pablo gets headshotted by 18, and Mav is the last man standing now. Bomb still, you know, it's not even being carried right now, but he does pick it up.
Yep,
TF does.
Finally picks it up, and they're going towards A. Now, Mav has to make a choice. Is he going to go through the hallway, or is he going to go all the way back around towards A? It looks like 18 and TF are making a run for it, though. I think they're going to get to the bomb site first.
They are. Right now, Mav doesn't know where they are, so he's scared to go up those stairs, which gives them just enough time to get in there and put that bomb up before he arrives. They need to do it soon, though, because there's only 30 seconds on the clock. Mav, again, too scared to go up the stairs.
Oh, he's waiting to see if anyone's going to peek around the crate.
See, that's the advantage of having 2 players versus 1. TF can spot these steps, and 18 can drop the bomb. Oh, look at that grenade bounce.
Nope, and Mav can't get the shot down. It was a flashbang, and Mav tried to dodge it, but 18 still gets the jump, and Modern now going well ahead.
That they are, Chobra.
8-4, just 2 more rounds. Instinct really needs to start climb back into this.
I think the mind games are a lot. Notice now again they're going for the opposite side, now going towards B. When Instinct is switching it up a little bit. Good coverage here though by Instinct.
Oh, Ralph gets taken out, Jerry gets taken out.
Yeah, looking good for Instinct this round. Kill's trying to get something done, but he gets flashbanged and has to move back, takes a bit of damage as well. And boom, there's the headshot to finish him off.
But Jamie is going to help clean that up, and only 18 now left alive for Modern. So we're looking at Instinct, all 5 members. I mean, a 1v5 clutch is very rare, but 18, if he does it, he pretty much secures the game, even though there's 1 more round. He takes down Jamie.
Takes down Jamie.
He has a lot of time to hunt down 4 people, 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Mav is not taking any chances here, and Ralph is in good position, but gets headshot.
Ralph goes down. It's 1v3 now, much more likely for 18 to clutch this, but 15 gets the shot with his pistol.
He just barely missed the headshot there, 18.
Oh, that
so
was
close. We saw the crosshairs there. He just barely missed it. Had he gotten that, things could have gotten out of control.
Absolutely. That was a very possible 1v5 given the time and the map. So 8-5 here. Instinct, they were able to stop Moderns just steam full ahead. And we do have 4 members of Modern now going towards A. They're putting down cover fire, so Instinct knows something's happening. They're throwing grenades over the wall here, over the gate, down the hall.
Flashbang goes off. No real kills yet, but Nice took a lot of damage.
This alleyway is just full on traffic, grenade traffic right here. Ralph, the only one really towards B. We are looking at Jamie here right in the spawn, covering both sides, A and B. Now, Ralph, if they go to bomb site B, Ralph does have the jump on them to come from behind, basically from the blacklist spawn direction. So Ralph is in good positioning, but all of Modern has transitioned now towards B, and this is what's great about these hallways that connect the alleys, is that you can really sneak back and forth. Uh-oh, Kill and Ralph are right behind the gate. Ralph is waiting for Kill to come through, and Kill's gonna come through, and Ralph gets the first shot.
Right away.
Meanwhile, 18 took out Jamie, and Ralph still protecting bomb site B. Bomb is going to go down. Instinct has to make some moves. Ralph jumps down, gets taken out by Jerry. 18 takes care of Pablo.
Yeah, this is looking rough right now for Instinct. Nice headshot here again by 18. And that's pretty much going to seal the deal. There goes Mav by Jerry. Jerry, you know, gets him right after he does secure one kill. With the bomb being already planted, you're kind of stuck in that situation. You got to do something. And you can't just sit back and wait.
This could be match point, Wolf. Instinct, they have to get 4 rounds in a row. Now, they did that before in overtime. That's how they won the opening match of Group B. But can they extend this match to go into overtime?
They have to win 4 rounds in a row. And it's not going to be easy. Let's see how Modern wants to approach. Looks like they're heading towards B this time. Although Nice does set up for some snipes. Well, not some snipes, but just for some positioning over towards A.
Pablo up in high ground, and Mav putting down grenades down into the lower hallway here.
Yeah,
connecting
corridor.
Yep, connecting the right and middle alleys. Ralph right under the stairs here on A. Now this is a really crucial spot. Needs to watch out. Nice saw that flashbang come out, so Nice knows someone's in there.
Yeah, someone's in there. He knows.
Ralph is going to get the first shot, but Nice gets the kill. Ralph seems to be a little bit shaken by the nerves here.
I think so. Just making a few misses here and there.
Yep, with that kill, we have all of Modern charging through.
Bomb is planted right now, and that means that time is ticking very fast here for Instinct. This is their last chance in this tournament. If they fail, if they lose here, it's all over.
And here we go, 15. Can he get at least one pick to make things easier for his teammates?
Well, that's the question.
This is always tough. If you have to come through these metal gates, it's never really that safe.
Tee up with a double kill, and Nice gets that as well, and that is going to close it out.
Modern ends up winning. Wow, 10-5. I mean, you know, you got to give it to Instinct. They played real well on Blacklist, but here we go. I think the question has been answered that Modern, or rather Instinct, was much better on Blacklist and Global Risk.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that spells the end of CFS for North America.
That it does, but they had a great showing. They tied, they were able to defeat one of the favorites of this tournament, and then made a pretty close match with them again. Like you said, they were more comfortable with Blacklist, not as much as Global Risk, but still, decent showing. I think Nerves got the better of them. I want to say that's probably their biggest weakness.
I mean, just because Ralph was doing so well on Blacklist, and then his aim really seemed to get thrown off a little bit as Global. And, you know, what can you do in those moments? I think as Modern started to get momentum, Instinct just felt that they had to push themselves a little bit too much, and they happened to fall through there. But you know what this means? This means that Modern moves on to meet AG. Now, they met in the semis in Season 2, where AG knocked them down. So I'm excited to see how this works out.
Yeah, and again, it's unfortunate for Chinese fans who know they're China versus China match, but I mean, it's also a good thing that both teams have made it this far, right? So I think AG is favored here just because of what we've seen from them already this tournament. It could go either way. And I'm sure these teams practice together a lot when they're playing, you know, not playing against each other in the other tournaments. So kind of know how they play, playing in other, you know, other leagues in China. So that could make for a very interesting game with a lot of mind games on both sides.
Very true. So we are going to see a China-China quarterfinals. I mean, things are starting to heat up right away in the round of 8. And that spells the end for group stages on this stream. I do believe we have one more left for Group C, actually, on stream 2.
That's right.
While we take a short break on this stream, so don't forget to tune into that. But we're not done here just yet. I do believe we're going to have an interview here
with
looks a member from Modern.
Yeah, I wonder who we're going to be hearing from. So,
you know, I think any of them would do.
You know, I think so too. trying to think of who I'd like to hear from the most. I would maybe say Nice.
I
Would
was
be
thinking
someone I'd like to
Nice,
hear
yeah.
from. Regardless, I'm really curious what they're going to say because they obviously have history with this team already in this tournament, having to rematch them, going through that tie. So I'm curious to see what they're going to say going into this, how they felt. Feeling like, oh, are you guys stressed out? You guys are one of the favorites of the tournament. You got upset by this team last time. How'd you feel? How'd you prepare, last night getting ready for today's match?
Very true. Also, of course, we can't forget, although the game was very close in the first half, Jerry did have that 5-kill in the very first round. I mean, that kind of spelled the whole match here for Modern. But we do have an interview. We'll find out who we're going to speak to from Modern.
Okay, finally, Group B finally knows who's gonna make it further to the quarterfinals. In this match between Instinct and Modern, Modern has won the game and you guys are gonna make it to the quarterfinals. So how do you feel?
恭喜你打进8强，可以告诉你的感想吗
？OK， 这次小组赛吧，就昨天出师不利，然后今天又扳回一城。感觉还蛮激动的。进了8强，我们会更加努力。
Yesterday, unfortunately, we lost the game, but we are pleased to win the game again. So we'll try our best in the next matches.
Okay, that is actually what I was just gonna ask. You had an unfortunate loss yesterday. Did it actually help the match today, or how did it affect your game today?
昨天你们失败了 Instinct 队伍，然后那有帮到你们今天的比赛吗？
昨天我们输了，然后就面临小组赛出不了线，然后这也是第一次输给国外队伍，然后我们就给我们很大的动力。然后让我们今天可以打好每一局比赛。
It's the first time losing the international team, and it motivated us, and we practice more for today.
Okay, that's pretty amazing. I even feel honored to stand with you, who had never had a loss in international league. Okay, but in the first half, the game was pretty close and tight. How did it affect? How was it? Maybe it reminded you of the nightmare of yesterday?
上半场很精锐，你们怎么解决那些问题？
上半场吧，就是自由发挥吧，然后就是看一下他们到底是怎么样的一个战术，然后下半场我们就。
We look at their tactics and how they play, so we catch up how their strategy and we made it.
Okay, that was a nice strategy, I guess. Okay, you will be facing AG, which is a defending champion. Are you ready for it?
你们进入8强的时候会遇到 AG 队伍。AG 是上个 season 的冠军，你们没有那么负担吗？你们吗？
平时也都交过手，然后也没有那么大的压力，尽力而为吧。
Actually, it doesn't matter. We'll just try our best the match.
Okay, then tell us about your determination or resolution in a word.
可以告诉你们的觉悟吗？决心。
下场比赛我们一定会尽我们自己最大的努力，然后，就这样。
We'll try our best in the next match, and we'll try to show our best abilities to the next matches. And thanks for supporting us. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for joining us and good luck for the quarterfinal. Okay, guys, I'm so excited to announce the quarterfinal match, the grand final. This is going to be at 14:40 in Korean Standard Time, so don't miss it. Okay, then I will send you back to the desk.
Thank you, Chung-Yun. And I mean, that's just good to hear that, you know, finally it was their first time losing to an international team.
And they got motivated.
Yeah, and they got motivated. It actually taught them a lesson. They were like, you know what, we actually have to be a little bit more modest and really learn from this. So they are going to be going up against AG, and I think I was mistaken, actually. They didn't meet up in the semis in Season 2. It was actually, they played against their sister team, well, their now sister team, EP, who they currently knocked down out of the group stage.
Well, what's really interesting to me is even though they said they got motivated by losing to Instinct before, they're not really too stressed out about playing against AG here going forward, even though they're doing so well. Of course, they're the defending champions, and they tore through their group. Not really nervous, not really stressing out.
Sounds good. Can't wait for the quarterfinals. We'll be back at 2:40 p.m. Korean Standard Time. In the meantime, go over to Stream 2 to check out the final match of Group C.
Come on, baby.